100 divided by 8, is that even good enough? 12.5, it could work. So it kind of looks something like that. But the thing is, we got offline and online stats. So, I mean, we could split the stats like this, which is probably what we should do. So we need to replace these with all the icons. Alright, so... Alright, so the icon is going to be a width of... What is it? So it should be width of 7 vmin and a height of 7 vmin. We're going to have a kind of a margin left of what is 12.5 minus 7 divided by 2, so 2.75. Same thing with the margin right there. And let's grab our background size fill. And let's go snag all of our badges for this stuff. So this is going to be .icon, .punch. So let's pull open that folder so I can get all these names right. Alright, so we got punch, kick, slide, pop up, GP, GPA, into wall. Then we have player, and we have ball. Okay, so ICO kick, ICO slide, there it is. ICO pop, ICO GP and GPA, and then we got WH for wall hits. This is just player, and the other one is just ball. These guys, we probably want like width and height to be like 5 and 5, and then like a margin top. Okay, so the issue is all those pieces of text don't have any margin tops. That's why they're looking all stupid. Also, these guys aren't wide enough. Okay, so it's starting to look like this, and we need to have all of these items. So let's set all these things as text and see what we can do with them. Alright, so it kind of looks like that. Alright, that's not too bad. Let's see if we added a whole nother row, what would happen? The issue being the scroll bar. As soon as there's a scroll bar, this thing breaks. So I guess I'll just leave it alone for now, and that should be fine. So if you add a row, it's going to break, but we're not going to add rows. I don't believe, at least. And then we'll have our bottom area down here, our button container. Alright, let's see. Let's put our height at 10 vmin. Alright, so that's our height there. And then we're going to want our back button. So let's see. Let's see, the width is 15, so basically what we want is a float left with and then a margin left of 15, so 35 vmin. Something like that. We'll get a back button there, and like a margin top of like 3 vmin. Or how about 2.5? I mean, this thing is a height of 10, so 2.5 makes sense. Alright, so that's our screen. It sort of looks like. Looks like this could be a little bit bigger here. Like we could make this guy's a little bit taller. So let's go do that. So this is the important container. So let's go see. The important height is 50, but this is the important container. Height is 38. So let's see if we can put it up to like 40, maybe 42. I mean, that looks like it aligns. So I think that'll be okay. We could set up these lines to have a little bit better, like I guess a like a margin top. Height is 6 vmin on these lines. The items have text align right. Alright, how about a height of 5 and a margin top of 1? How about a height of 4? Alright, it's starting to look alright. Oh, Lucas, welcome. I'm working on the kind of the stats screen for your user. You've got a whole bunch of stuff to do. Well, I think Adam will be on shortly, right? Isn't he going to be streaming today? I think so. He was asking me what tasks that he should probably work on to start with. But basically, I'm putting together the... this was his mock-up of what the stats page should look like, and I'm kind of making that here. I need another energy drink. Alright, well, I can go ahead and start getting these guys with their actual names according to the mock-up. So we need... we need stuff here. We got matches played, we'll have matches lost. I guess matches won. Alright, goals scored. Own goals. Wall hits. Let's do ball touches and player touches. Let's see, the other thing that we'll want is we want our score, because we've got that stat. So overall score, we also have win-loss, we have accuracy. Like, I don't think own goals needs to be... Like, who cares about own goals here? Wall hits? Like, wall hits are already down there, so we don't need wall hits here. So we'd have like your overall score, matches won, goals scored, own goals, ball touches, player touches. Doesn't really matter too much. Was Adam? I don't know. I don't know how much Adam wants me to talk about shenaniganry, but the first night there was a little rough. But if you've never been to GDC, it's pretty much a constant stream of events where you're just always incredibly tired and everybody wants to do everything all the time. It's like, oh, go to dinner, go walk a half mile over to some other place, and then, somebody else shows up on the train or somebody else drives in. It's like, oh, I'm over here. So a lot of just continually picking yourself up and moving around, and by the end of it, your legs are destroyed. Was there something for Fortnite? I mean, yeah, there was tons of stuff for Fortnite. I didn't really pay too much attention to it, though. So what are some of the other stats that we actually give a damn about? Touches, winningest, so we have win-loss. Oh yeah, streak is a good one. Yeah, I could see like overall score, matches played, matches won, win-loss ratio. I guess win-loss ratio is probably more important than matches played. So throw that up there. Matches won, win streak, goals, own goals, player touches. Yeah, we can just get rid of player touches. Nobody cares. We got all that down here. I got to hand out quite a few of the cards. I think I've only got like 10 left or so. So a lot of handing those things out. How many times you're knocked so high you respawn? Player resets? We don't have that stat track. I'm more of just taking the stats I already have and which one should go in kind of the important column. Because when Adam mocked this up with all these, it was just kind of, these are example stats up there, not the actual ones that, maybe we've got. So this is looking like what we want. I'm okay with the spacing. I think that's enough. And we have our touches down here. We don't have a total touches. Is that something we care about? Total? Just keep it as it is. You have no idea how GDC works. Do you show people the game, hand out business cards? Did you wear t-shirts, or would that just be cringy? GDC is not like CES or Comic-Con or PAX or anything like that. It's the Game Developer Conference. Pretty much everybody's wearing their company t-shirts. So if you're, Adam was wearing Brackenwood t-shirt and I was wearing stuff too. That's just what, it's not cringy to wear your company t-shirt at literally a conference where companies are, hiring people and doing stuff. And, GDC is broken up into three main things. There is how do people know a game yet? There's three main things at GDC. There are talks you can go to, which are just lecture style talks. One or more people will be talking, and people are in the audience to see what other people are doing. So people give talks about like, oh, this is how the lighting system for Sonic Adventures worked, or this is how our business does free-to-play, marketing, acquisition, spending, or this is some of the animation techniques we used in this game. Then there's the career area, which is basically companies will set up booths and you go by and they say like, well, these are the jobs that we have, and if you know, if you match one of these, you know, right this way, we'll interview you right now, and we'll see if you want to join. So it's a good place to find a job, especially if you have industry experience. I didn't do a lecture. I probably could if I wanted to spend all the time to put something together. There's a lot of interesting stuff you can talk about, but I kind of leave that to other people. I already hear myself talk enough, so I don't need to have it. Whatever, you know. The So we have the career stuff. We also have kind of the expo floor, and the expo floor is people selling products mainly and showing stuff off. So if you did get a booth, you would have your game there, and you'd be like, "Oh, we're looking for publishers. Sit down and play our game." If you're selling middleware, such as you're selling a sound library like Fmod or WWise, you'd have a booth there and say like, "Hey, come over here. We'll tell you all the new features we've got this year." And you know, if you're going to license something, then, you know, let's go talk price somewhere. So you just kind of wander around and do all that and learn all the new stuff and meet people. So it's more of a business setting, so the talks are pretty technical. But got to meet some interesting people. It's always nice to there's a good mix of people who have no idea what the hell they're doing and people with ridiculous amounts of experience. So you'll have somebody. Pretty much a lot of the business card stuff was a lot of GDC is between talks, between rolling around the expo floor and doing other stuff. There are lots of tables with people sitting down. So what you'll do is you'll just go sit down at a table, and there'll be, you know, a couple people at the table, and you just sit down and say, "Hi, this, you know, this is who I am. Do you want to talk?" And because everybody's just kind of sitting there for like 5 to 10 minutes for the next lecture, so you just sit down, introduce yourself, and bitch about stuff. And, you know, I pretty much would say, "Hey, do you play PC games?" If the answer was yes, I'd be like, "Well, here's, you know, my card. There's a code on the back. You can go play it if you want. You know, send me some feedback if you want." Well, you see, it's not always like that. My favorite talk there, Lucas, was the NBA Jam talk because they had three people on the stage doing the presentation. One of them was talking and going over the history of everything. Another one was commenting, and then they had the announcer, like the original announcer from the game, interjecting over them with comments. So when they'd say, you know, like, and then the NBA revoked our license and gave it to Midway, and it's like, "Oh, rejected." It's like, it was good. It was cool. But basically, after all these lectures are done, lectures kind of start at around 9 in the morning, end at around 6. After 6, pretty much you just go out to all the bars and restaurants in the area, and you go meet people. In our case, we had lots and lots of friends and people to meet, so we were never just meeting random people. We were, you know, totally booked up. So that's pretty much how all that went. All right, so let's hook up all these things specifically here. So let's get our IDs going on here. It should be the other way, shouldn't it? It should be online than offline. Is that how I did it? Yeah. All right, Lucas, go get some sleep so you can go and do your stuff tomorrow and not die of horrible exhaustion. And we really didn't have a goal for this GDC. Like a lot of people will go down, they'll have like a specific goal in mind, such as we need to find a technical artist for our team. We need to find a publisher for our game. We need to, find a job ourselves or something. That's usually people are there for a reason. But we were kind of there just to recharge in some ways. It's another reason to go to these things is you can't work on your project, so it forces you to like chill the hell out for a while, and that can give you ideas. You can get so wrapped up in what you're doing that you miss really big obvious things such as, oh, we should add this to the game. We're idiots. So it was good to get back in it to prevent fatigue. Alright, so it goes, yeah, like this. Alright, so kick, slide, pop up, GP, GPA, and I fucked something up. So punch, kick, slide, pop up, ground pound, air. Right, I am offset by 1. It's easier just to redo it. Alright. Oops. No issues there. Okay, so let's get these stats rolling along. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is going to be overall score online. Win streak, as usual. Yeah, probably the biggest thing at GDC that we went over was that we probably need to change our UI systems drastically, but that's not going to be possible for us to do on a short timeline. So, yeah. Alright, so that's all the main stats. Alright, where is create an attached screen? This will be the stats history screen. Alright, so let's get our substats going on here. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I could make a system here that is much more flexible, where I'm not hard coding every single name of every single stat. But in some respects, sometimes it's easier just to copy paste something and get it all set up than it is to make some big grandiose dynamic flow everything. Because what I've found, especially with UI, is what'll happen is you'll do big overhauls, and if you have like a big grandiose system, it's it's much harder because you try to preserve parts of it, and sometimes with some of these things, it's better just to kind of make it ugly, so when you finally blow it apart, you're not too demoralized about it. Okay, Alright, so we now will have to actually hook that up at some point there. So on stats update, it'll be there. Cool. So that is actually our screen finished for that. So that's good. So that'd be the next screen that we should put together. Well, I mean, we got the global ranking screen. I guess the next thing is actually just to go and make sure the screen actually works in the game. Let's boot this up. Why did it take me to the message log? I was in the content browser. We're in the test environment, right? Alright, so user stats is looking correct. Not bad. Alright, so what we need to do is start working on the next screens. So, I think it should be this history stats page. So, what we need to do with this page is actually pull it up. So this is stats history screen. So we don't have a direct mock-up of this, but we've got a basic like global ranking sort of thing, but I need to turn it into this guy. Interval type. Alright, so we need stat context, interval type, interval name. Or are we, yeah, we don't need offline or online. It's just the interval type, and then it'll show us everything. So, alright, I need to have this thing up here. So, this will be stats, history, interval, type, container. No, interval type is different. So the all-time, weekly. Let's see, it's got a height of 7 VMin, maybe. All-time, seasonal, daily, monthly. Left, minus 50 VMin. These guys need to not be so goddamn big. Let's throw some banner text up at the top. That needs to be moved up. Looks like we're making a giant Russian flag. One, two, three, four, five. $75. All right. Alright, so we got like stats history, and then we got these guys up top. Okay, then we need the actual interval and the name of the interval, left and right.